Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another Isaac Finance video. Today we're going to be going over what's gone over the past few days, what happened with my $250,000 long. Did I make money? What did I do? If you watched my last video, I did take major profits, and I'll tell you exactly what I was looking at and what's actually happened since then, because it's been pinpoint, and you gotta take this market on with a level of peace and a level of security. And if you're always trying to chase things, it's always going to run away from you. Okay? So let's jump straight in the charts. So if we jump straight over to what my last thumbnail was, we were at this high here. We had the value, the VWAP coming down, and I'll show you what that was looking like at the time. Essentially what it was looking like is you had the VWAP from here, and then I said it was going to be a very good short. Well, I said it was a very high chance it was going to be a good short. That's why I took profits, because price was looking very weak. That's why, and you have to adjust, right? Because if you sit there and you want things to happen the way you want them to, the market doesn't care about what you want. No one cares what you want. It's what the market's going to give you and what it's doing in real time. And you got to be able to pivot your plan accordingly. Because if you can't do that, well, say goodbye to all your profits and say goodbye to your stop loss. Because you're versing people who don't actually give a damn about what's going to happen, and they're just going to trade accordingly. There's no forcing your will in the market. So this is what we were looking at the time. You can see this is the high we were at, and this is where we were. So we've obviously since dropped. The thumbnail had me posting it to drop lower. Yeah, and we've since done that. And so in total, that was the position size. I ended up closing all of it. And the last remaining, what did I have? $6,000 left in the long. In terms of the position size, because I closed like 95% of it or whatever it was. Yeah, I just got stopped out in that. So I just lost that. But in total, I think I made about $2,000 from it in total. 2,000, 1,800, something around that figure. Didn't end up cashing all this out. This was at the peak. And that's the thing. You have to not actually give a damn about it. Okay? I don't care. I saw that drop down to 2 and on to the next. You think we care? That's how you have to treat this market, because if you don't treat it like that, you'll get abused. Alright guys, so let's go over to what I'm looking at now. So, as you know, I was looking at price and I was saying this doesn't look the strongest, but I did take that long based off the flip here, okay? And part of my trading philosophy is you got to understand that I will never be looking for a short trade once you just had a big drop. I don't even care if we drop lower. I don't care. I do not care. I'm only going to be shorting at levels that are of resistance. I'm not here to catch every move. I'm only here to preserve capital and grow my capital at a steady pace. I know way too many people who are cocky and they blow all their money and they just get burnt every time. And it's so easy to have these theses and have all these ideas, but then the moment your account blows up, you just lose your capital and it doesn't even matter anymore. So it's irrelevant. What matters is can you preserve your capital and grow? That's the root metric of what actually matters. So, terms of high term time levels, 110, 82. So these are for daily and monthly. Swing low, we have a lot of swing lows down beneath us. However, I want to highlight the levels of importance because I've been talking about this before. The main level would be the swing low coupled with the fair value gap down here. Let's do the big major VWAPs. You've got a VWAP coming in around here. That might coincide with around 90k by the time you get there. So we've got some big levels. So the first level I'm looking at, which is very, very key for a bounce. And by the way, I want to highlight and say this. We could absolutely rocket from here. See where we are? We could rocket from here. However, I don't have a good trade that's highly probable, so I'm not going to take it. And if it rockets, so be it. Okay? That's how you have to treat this market. Because if you're in spot, you should be DCing away this whole time, right? Just DCing, laddering out. No one here is timing the top. And no one who says they're timing the top is an absolute liar. Okay? You can't. You're versing the hedge funds, etc. You're just not going to be able to. Anyway, so what I'm looking at as major supports coming in, this is our first major support. So we got 95 to 98. And then we've got our other major support coming in at 86, 93. So Probably people are gonna say, oh, but that levels, that's such a big zone. I need exact levels. Well, guess what, buddy? You're not gonna get them. Okay, I'm sorry, you're not gonna get exact levels. When you reach the level, that's what you do. You gotta analyze the market when you reach it. Okay, so when you get to the level, then you look at what's happening on the order flow. Is there anything? Are we seeing a lot of positions close? Are we seeing like what's happening? Like that's the key, right? So what was happening at this low, for example? Well, longs were closing because you got open interest decreasing and then positions exiting the market. Simple. Makes sense. Price goes down, longs get stopped out. That's what happened, right? Exhausted. Then it reverses. 4%, 5% move. Wasn't the best move up, but still a profitable trade for those who took it. What are we seeing now? 10, that was longs getting stopped out. And then neutral. So you're gambling here. You're just 50-50. Like, why would you... I wouldn't even do a trade here. You're just gambling. Yeah, it's probably gonna do something like this. It might. Like, but like, what trade strategy is that? You're not gonna be a profitable trader if you're trying to cut and swerve like that. So yeah, the levels to be looking at are very simple. What else highlights to me? I'm just like, if this is what I'm looking at. It's a big zone. That's it. And there's zones within this, but if you want to be honest, it's like it's a $10,000 region, and we're in it right now, so we could reverse from here. But I'm gonna put it a bit lower and say this is the region where it's probably gonna have a proper bottom before we do have a solid spike up, and that will determine if the bull market's over. I'm not even gonna bother determining where that low is. There's no point. There's no point. I have my levels marked out. I know which ones have significance, and when we get there, we get there. I'm not gonna be chasing the market. There's just no point. I'm protecting my capital. I'm keeping my profits. I mean, my first one's gonna be 96. Like, I already know that. Locally, it'd be 98 for a scalp, and then swing trade would be 96. And if that fails, then I'll be looking down at this region. So yeah, it's dead simple, guys. And if we reverse and rocket from here, well, guess what? I missed the trade. And I missed the trade, and I kept capital. Did you keep capital? That's the moral of the story, right? Did you keep your capital? It's very easy to get fixated on, oh, did you catch a trade? Did you catch? But like, show me your equity curve. If your equity curve's not good, then like, stop talking. Okay. Anyway, guys, that's what I'm looking at. Catch you guys in the next one. I'm a little bit fired up today because a lot of people talk and they don't know what they're talking about. So anyway, catch you guys next time, and I'll see you in the next video.